session. Okay, so first I have a few announcements. If you can hear me properly, in case you cannot hear me properly, you should let me know right now. Okay, so the first thing is that your assessments for psychomotor evaluations are going to be on campus starting September, and I would like for you to observe the DSO's report very carefully because I will have you calibrating different DSOs and measuring different signals on the circuit. And if you're not with the architecture, uh, you can get a lot of marks deducted for that. So be ready for that. On the lab manual 5 here for you. This is a simple manual. It should not be much of a hassle for you. It is relatively similar to the last one where you implemented inverting and non-inverting amplifier arrangements. And in this particular lab session, we will be focusing on the summer circuit and the comparator circuit. One is an open loop operational amplifier circuit, and the other one is a closed loop with a feedback resistor. So let us start with the manual. Uh, Roll number 83 is saying that he was unable to listen to what I have just said. Is that a problem with everyone, or is it only roll number 83? Okay, so roll number 83 only then. So I told that you need to prepare yourself for a psychomotor evaluation on campus in September in accordance with the notification that was issued last week by the university. And for that, you need to familiarize yourself with the digital storage oscilloscopes in detail because I will have you performing experiments on that. So this is what I said earlier. So for today's laboratory tasks, we have two circuits. The first circuit focuses on a comparator, and okay, so Amar Khan is asking, is it lab manual 5 or 4? It's lab manual 5. Number 4 is the report that you're doing on DSO. So the lab manual number is not based on the actual lab manual number. It is based on the week number in which you gave the assignment. You solved the assignment. So lab manual number 4 is the DSO report that you're doing right now. That has a deadline of Friday midnight. So let me focus on the circuit first, and then we'll move on the table that you're going to be filling out. In the circuit on the left side, you have the voltage divider circuit like you had in the last lab. And these voltage divider circuit terminals A, B, C, and D are going to be connected with the reference point on the right side, which is the inverting terminal or the negative terminal of the operational amplifier. We will apply different references and we will apply different voltages on the non-inverting input, which is labeled as Vn, and we will see what happens to the output. Now, let us discuss a little bit about its theoretical background before we dive into how to fill in the manual. In an open loop, we have a very large gain for an operational amplifier of the orders of hundreds of thousands, which means that if there is a slight difference between the input voltage on positive and the reference voltage on negative, we are going to have a saturated output. For example, if we got 2 volts on the input and 1 volt on the reference terminal, we have a difference of 1 volt, which is actually supposed to give us an output of 100,000 because of its gain, but it cannot go to that value and is limited by the VCC excitations. And we will in fact have plus VCC when Vin is larger, and we will in fact have minus VCC when V reference is larger in magnitude. So the equation reads like V out is equal to A times V positive negative minus V negative. So A is a very large value for open loop circuits. We bring it down in closed loop circuits by giving a feedback. So in your first reading, the V negative will be connected with VA. If I come down, VA is this point over here. I will try to go through this slowly so that the video does not lag. So VA is over here. In my first row of the table 1, I will connect point A with V reference such so that the negative terminal or the inverting terminal of the operational amplifier will now have 1 volts. Okay. Ranazan, this is a discussion for another time. You should focus on the manual right now and worry about the Viva later. Rest assured, it will be equal to or greater than 25 absolute marks out of 100. Okay, so coming back to the manual. In your first row of the table, you will connect point A with V reference, which means V reference will be at 1 volts, and you will have another voltage source connected on the input terminal, and it is also 1. So in the simulator, you have an ideal circuit and the output is supposed to be 0. Similarly, for row number 2, you will connect VB with the reference terminal and -4 input terminal, and you will observe the output. And you will continue this for all these cases. VC on the reference plus 7 on the input terminal, VD on the reference, and a sine wave with an amplitude of 5 and a frequency of 50 on the input terminal, and you will observe the output waveform. Now, in case you do not have a fixed value for an output waveform, say you have a square wave or a pulse waveform, then you will write the name of that waveform in this column of the V out column, and you will attach a screenshot of the waveform below for this particular reading. Similarly, when VD is connected to V reference and 15 amplitude and 50 hertz of frequency are applied on the input voltage, input terminal, you will have another waveform, and once again you will write the type of waveform over here in this column, and you will attach a screenshot below. So once you've done all this, what you're going to do is that you're going to create a section at the end of the lab manual. So what we connected V in. Roll number 16, at V in, you will connect a voltage source, a programmable voltage source, which you usually do, and you will give it different values for different measurements. I'm answering roll number 16 right now. So in the first case, when VA is attached to V reference, the voltage source that you connect with V in will have plus 1 volts. Is reference negative terminal of amp? Yes, the reference is negative terminal of the operational amplifier, as you can very well see in the diagram as well. The negative terminal, or otherwise also known as the inverting terminal, is connected with the reference voltage, and that reference is going to get connected with the voltage divider. Coming back to the answer to roll number 16's question, for example, in third reading, you will connect plus VC, this point over here, the C terminal, to reference, and the voltage source that you've connected with V in will be set to 7 volts. So this is how you're going to do it. And then you can get a sine wave from the set voltage source as well by going into advanced options. I bet you have already done that in the previous lab as well. Do we need to ground all the terminals of the operational amplifiers? Every potential difference that you apply is going to have a ground terminal. So you can create a common ground, or you can have individual grounds. That depends on you, whatever you prefer. Roll number 4. So this is part one of the report. So once you've done with once you're done with this, and you have all the values, all the different cases are simulated in for the comparator circuit. What you're going to do next is that you're going to write down a section on observations from circuit 1. Whatever you observe, you're going to write it in your own words in that section. It should not be more than a page, and it should not be less than half a page. So you have to tread somewhere in between there. You can include waveforms for a comparative analysis. So that was circuit number 1. For circuit number 2, we have a summing amplifier. Operational amplifier as a summer that takes different inputs, adds them. Sometimes it multiplies them with individual gains as well, and then the available you on the output. So if you see figure number 3, that is the summer circuit that you will implement. It does not have a voltage divider here. It will have 3 different voltage sources. One is going to be connected with V1, the second one is going to be connected with V2, and the third one is going to be connected with V3. So all 3 voltage sources are going to be connected with V1, V2 and V3. Rin for all 3 terminals is going to be same. Values for Rin are given in table number 2. Rf is going to have 2 to 3 different values, and those are also given in the table number 2. And for different cases, you're going to observe outputs, and you're going to see whether or not they match with the theory that you've already studied in class. You have studied operational amplifiers in class already, right? Okay. So is it better now? Yeah. So we have the operational amplifier as a summer right now, and I've already explained that 3 voltage sources are going to be connected with 3 input terminals. Rn is going to have the values given in table 2. Rf is going to have values given in table 2, and the voltage sources are going to be programmed based on the table values in table number 2. So the first reading that you're going to do is you'll set V1 to 5 volts, V2 to 5 volts, and V3 also to 5 volts. Since Rf is 5 kilo ohms and all the input resistance are also 5 kilo ohms, I am expecting the gains to be 1. The gains for all 3 inputs are going to be 1 in your first row of the table, which means that the output should give you 15 volts inverted, because it is an inverting amplifier arrangement. So you will repeat the same thing but with different values for Rf and R in the second row. The Rf is now 5, Rin is now 1, and you have 1 volt each on V1, V2 and V3. You will observe the output in this case as well. Once you've done that, you will do the same for the third row and the fourth row. You will observe outputs in all these cases. Last row is not going to give you a number, but you can characterize the waveform that you will observe and write it down in the output waveform column. Once you've done this, you will create a second section, another page at the end of your report next to the observation from the comparator circuit. You will have an observations paper or observations page from this summer circuit as well. So these are the 2 circuits that you need to verify in this lab. What's applied to is plus VCC and minus VCCs are both 15 or 12 volts. Let me go back and see what the values were given. Yeah, plus minus 12 volts. It is specified over here. So the VCC for your operational amplifier is going to be plus minus 12 volts. So this is the lab manual 5. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer in the next 30 minutes. How will we doctor output 15 volts? Okay, Abdullah, that is something you will be writing about in your observations paper. I've selected these values very carefully so that you actually have something to observe. Yeah. Okay, if there are any other questions, please feel free to ask them. If I don't get questions in the next 5 or 10 minutes, we will end the session. The assignment is already uploaded in the MS Teams group, and the deadline is Wednesday midnight next week. Roll number 115 is asking that we have not yet discussed what is the purpose of operational amplifier. Okay, roll number, can you tell us about ODL report number 4 DSO? Okay, I will answer both these questions. So roll number 115 asks that we have not yet discussed the purpose of operational amplifiers. So roll number 4 has answered that it is there to amplify different signals, which is correct. Operational amplifiers have a multitude of purposes. Amplifying signals is one of them. Summing the signals is another one, although it is very rarely used. It is used to integrate and differentiate the signals on the input as well. We will do that in our next lab. It is used as an integrator and differentiator as well. And it is used as a comparator quite commonly. Also, it is also used as a voltage follower. Did we also have to write half-page comments on the last manual? No, Abdullah Sabur, only on this manual. Only on this manual. So can you tell us about the ODL report for DSO? So Muawiyah Dil, I specified this in the week before the DSO lab was uploaded. And what you're going to do is that you're going to go through the video that was shared by Sir Bilal in the group. It has a demonstration on DSO on different sections, and you're going to write a report on that. So I don't think you have to do any simulations for that. Screenshots, observations, explain what different buttons do, what is calibration, and how to read the screen, the scales on y-axis and x-axis. Cover things like those. What happens at high frequency and what happens at low frequency? Do you need to make compensations for different measurements? Does the probe has any limitations? What is the internal circuitry of the DSO? Things like that. You need to discuss things like that in your report. In any order and in any way you deem prudent for yourself. I hope that answers the question. Roll number 15 is asking that in LT Spice there are so many op-amps as component. Can you specify which is to be used? You can use any operational amplifier you like. Any of the op-amps that you choose are going to be fine. Okay, let me see point number 2. It must be an error. Yeah, there you go. I fixed it. It is connect the inverting terminal of the voltage comparator. It is not follower. That is an error on my part. And this is the inverting terminal of voltage comparator right over here, labeled V reference. Okay, do we have any other questions? Abdullah Sabur, that is for you to decide. You will be graded like 5, 20%, 1/5 of this lab manual based on the quality of your comments. You can cover all 4 inputs. You can cover anomalies. You can cover anything you like in your observations paper. That is for you to decide. If you don't have an idea, you can start with every input and start explaining what you've observed there. And if you're short on time, you can just give a general overview of what a comparator does. But I think that that is very easily found on Wikipedia as well. So it is better if you talk about the 4 inputs and the 4 associated outputs in your observations page. No, on the same manual. You'll add 2 pages at the end of this manual and you will put your comments there. No need to create a separate document for that. And when you do that, if you people find any time, you should look up integrators and differentiators as well, because the next lab is going to have operational amplifiers as integrators and operational amplifiers and differentiators, which is an important application in control systems as well as sensing and measurements. Okay, I think that covers it. If I don't see any more questions in the next 2 minutes, I will ask Sir Bilal to end the session after that. Okay, so roll number 72 is asking, do we also have to put the screenshot of last reading of table number 2? Yes, you do. Roll number 72, you will have to put in the screenshot of the last reading from table number 2 because it will be a waveform, not a constant value. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we have a question from roll number 56. Do we have to attach screenshots for every single value? You do not have to attach screenshots for every single value. You will attach screenshots for values that will have changing waveforms. For example, table number two's last row is going to have a screenshot, and table number one's last two rows are going to have a screenshot. So a total of three screenshots in this lab manual. Hamza Akhtar is asking if the difference between voltage is small that it does not saturate the output. In that case, can we use voltage comparator circuit? We can use voltage comparator circuit if the difference is large as well, Hamza. And that is the purpose of it. A positive output is going to tell us which the non-inverting input is larger, and a negative output is going to tell us that the inverting input is larger. That is the purpose of comparing two values, two levels. The comparator or the comparator circuit does it very well. Okay, so the 2-minute counter to end the class has been reset, and we will now end the class at 2:42 if I don't see any questions in between. Yes, Satif, you can leave the meeting now.
Here I want to mention one thing. Student had question after this discussion as well. So I request all those students kindly ask your question question from me in the private chat box. It will be much better if you write your question over here so that everyone can see, and if anyone online, if any teacher is online, he may answer your question.
Yes. So if you have any questions after the meeting, leave those questions under the chat box of the general meeting so that all the teachers can see that and answer that quickly. If you leave messages in private chat boxes, those questions are mostly going to be unanswered because there are a lot of questions or a lot of messages in the chat boxes. So use the general meeting chat box for that.
I think no more new questions. I should stop the recording so that recording file is small.
Yes, sir. I think we can stop the recording and end the session at the same time. I don't expect any more questions at this point in time because the manual has been pretty much covered, and I think we can let them go now.